Hello and welcome back to the channel. We are officially in February. My goodness, Ramadan is just around the corner. March is when Ramadan is going to happen, and I cannot believe how quickly it has come around this year. Perhaps you're feeling the same way as well, that it's just come around so quick and you just feel like you need to get things in order, you need to get your mind in the game so that you can maximize your Ramadan and get the absolute most that you possibly can out of it. So today I'm going to share a few ways that I'm already preparing for Ramadan. Hopefully that will help you. Now I do have a pre-Ramadan planner, which I posted on my Instagram a few days or perhaps a week or two ago. It is free. It's just a little one-page planner where you can write down things that you want to put in place now before you actually get to Ramadan. This is something I've been doing for probably the last 3 or 4 Ramadans. So this will be my 12th Ramadan. Yes, I am a convert. This will be my 12th Ramadan. And when I first started fasting in the first few years of me being Muslim, I didn't have the kind of focus that I have now. So it was different for me then because I was new to the faith. I was still finding my way. I was still learning how everything works. And after meeting and speaking with other people and being more immersed in the community, I understood that I could make Ramadan this big experience. Like, I could make it the best part of my year if I am prepared, if I go in with a certain mindset, if I have things that I actually want to achieve during this time. And I'd never thought about that before, but seeing other people do that inspired me to do it myself. And I'm very much a planner. I'm very much a mindset type of person. So this was just perfect for me. And so yeah, I created this planner to help myself, and I've made it as a free download for you. The link will be in the description box if you would like to use it. It is nothing special or amazing. It's just a place for you to jot down your own thoughts and put it into order week by week, so that you actually have like a goal each week of what you want to do before Ramadan comes. So after trying this for the first time, actually having a planned Ramadan, I noticed a really big difference in my Ramadan experience. It wasn't just about fasting and feasting anymore. Like, me having an intention going in, me actually thinking about what I wanted to get out of Ramadan, me actually having goals for Ramadan, changed my Ramadan experience completely. It definitely made me feel much closer to God, but also it just made the whole month a lot more special. It wasn't just like every other month. And I know for a lot of people, they go into Ramadan as if, this is just them going into Ramadan mode, and they leave it and they just go back to living life how it was. Like, it hasn't affected them. And I've had that kind of Ramadan for a few years. And the first time that I did not have that kind of Ramadan, I couldn't go back. For me now, I look forward to Ramadan because in my mind is like, something is going to happen. Something is going to change. I am going to develop. I'm going to level up. Something else is going to happen. I just know that it is going to change me in some way because I want it to. That is what I want from Ramadan. It's not just, for me, it's not just about, not eating and drinking and reading more Quran. It's literally about me feeling a change internally. When I enter Ramadan, I will be in one state, and when I leave, I hope to be in a completely different state. That is my hope, that is my intention. But for me to achieve that, I actually have to plan. I have to do something. And that's where the whole idea of a planned Ramadan came to mind for me. And as I said, I can't go back now. Like, I need this because I just feel a deep sense of love and connection and clarity during this time of year, during Ramadan, simply because I go in with this mindset now. I go in with intentions and goals, and I'm making dua, asking Allah to make Ramadan the absolute best month of my year always. and that makes a big difference for me. And of course, there has been times where I have made my big great plans and things have not gone to my plan. If you watch my video about how I broke my collarbone last year, it was literally 10 days before Ramadan, and that made me so sad because I thought that all my plans were going to go out of the window and I was just going to have a terrible Ramadan. But Allah is the best of planners, and it was actually an even better Ramadan than I thought it would be. Subhanallah. Like, yes, of course, we plan and Allah plans, but that doesn't mean that your plans might not align. And obviously his plan is always going to be better than yours, but that doesn't mean that you don't make any effort, that you don't do anything. You go in with the intention that you want to achieve something, and you hope and you pray that Allah allows you to achieve that. Okay, so here's the things that I'm doing right now to get my mind into Ramadan mode, to get my body into Ramadan mode, to get my environment into Ramadan mode, because all of these things matter when it comes to Ramadan. So I'm in my decluttering and cleaning phase right now. So right now I'm trying to simplify my space. I'm trying to make my environment as pleasant as possible. And some people might be thinking, okay, it's like 4 or 5, maybe 6 weeks before Ramadan. It is too early to start doing these things. However, I think the sooner you start, the greater effect it will have, because I've had so many times where it's been like 1 week or maybe 10 days before Ramadan when I decide, oh my God, my life is in chaos. I need to sort all of this out in a hurry before I get to Ramadan, because when it comes to Ramadan, I only want to focus on worship. I want to put as little effort into other things that don't matter. My focus needs to be on what I want to achieve and, just worshipping Allah to the best of my ability. That is what I want to be focused on. I don't want to have other distractions. And 10 days is not enough for me to get my mind, my body, and my environment in a space that is going to help me to achieve that goal. So I'm starting now. So I've already started my cleaning and decluttering phase. Your space actually has a huge impact on your mindset and your everyday. If you are constantly surrounded by clutter, it's just a reflection of your mind. Your mind has clutter in it. If you have clutter around you, it affects you, it makes you anxious, and it actually makes you less productive. So slowly, which is why it's 5 or 6 weeks before Ramadan, I'm slowly making all these changes, getting my space into order so that when it comes to Ramadan, it's just going to be easier. Everything is going to flow. I will have all these systems set up and things will just be smooth. It's all just gonna happen. The second thing that I'm trying to do is to slow down my salah. Now, I think we all have this, and I wish that it wasn't the case, but because we pray 5 times a day, it comes to a point where it almost feels robotic. There are days where you're just in such a hurry, or you're just so tired, or you just don't have anything left in you, and you go to pray and it just feels automatic. It feels robotic. And often we end up just praying real fast, like reciting real fast, and we don't even realize. It's not like we intentionally went in there to like rush and like get it over with, but it's just become automatic for us, because when you repeat something often, that's kind of what happens, right? It just becomes so automatic that it almost loses its value. And I think it's very easy for that to happen to us, and really quite normal for that to happen to us when it comes to salah. So now is the time for me to reflect upon that and to start slowing down, to start slowing my salah down, and to start focusing more, to be more engaged and more present. So I'm trying to find ways to do that, whether that means maybe I can't do that for all 5 salah during the day. And so maybe it'll be like my Isha salah, the only time of day where I don't have anything else left on my task list to do, where I can just be in my prayer space alone, in quiet, in a no noise, just quiet, and then I can focus. Even if it's just that 1 out of 5 that I can achieve that with, then I'm already making an effort. I'm already moving towards my goal. So it's all about the little 1% change that you can make right now. And that's why I like to start early. I don't want to start day 1 Ramadan being like, okay, today I'm going to slow down my Isha Salah. And then by the time I get to Ramadan day 30, I've not been able to achieve as much because I started late. The third thing that I am doing, and it's something that I kind of incorporated into my morning routine anyway, but I've sort of fallen off the bandwagon a little, and that's just having time with God. Now, I like to do this at Fajr time because usually the rest of the world is still asleep. It's just quiet at that time, and it's peaceful at that time. And I like to take that time to literally just talk to God, whether that's in the form of dua or literally just talk to him as though he was standing right here in front of me. And this has always had a huge impact on me personally, because that before I was Muslim, that was the only way I connected with God, because I didn't understand any other way to talk to God or to worship God. So I would literally just talk out loud to the ceiling or, you know, the empty space around me. And I feel like that's something that has kind of stuck with me over the years, and that's something that I still do. If this is something that you wanted to incorporate into your life, I would say just have, whether even if it's just 10 minutes of your entire day, to just dedicate that time to connecting with God outside of reading the Quran, outside of praying. Just that time with you and God, whether it's just talking, whether it's just quiet time, whether it's just dua, whether it's dhikr, whatever it is, just give yourself like 5-10 minutes. Whatever your situation is, you might not be able to give 10 minutes. Maybe you can only give 5 minutes. But if you start now, maybe 5 minutes seems like a long time to you. So okay, start with 3 minutes. And then next week you can up that to 5 minutes. And then after that, up that even more, maybe 8 minutes. Whatever is achievable for you. Start small and keep increasing, and then before you know it, you'll get to that 10 minutes or half an hour or however long it is that you want. The thing is that our connection between ourselves and our Creator is simply another relationship. In order to strengthen a relationship, you need to spend time with the person that you are in the relationship with. In this case, it's not a person, it is God. If you do not spend time with God, how will you have a bond with him? You have to invest that time into the relationship. And you know, Allah, he's just so kind and so merciful, and he's just always waiting to hear from us. There is nothing that he would love more than to spend time with you. It's up to you to give up that 10 minutes of your day. It's up to you to give up that time to be with him. And the last little thing that I'm doing this week to prepare for Ramadan is to kind of decrease my screen time. And this is hard for me because I feel like all of my learning comes from watching. Like I watch a lot of content on YouTube. I could easily give up social media. That's not as hard for me. But I think I spend a lot of time like on YouTube or doing online courses. So I spend a lot of time in front of the screen. And that's not necessarily a bad thing because it's like educational. But sometimes I think about the amount of hours that I have spent on like watching a screen and how that's actually affected my life. Because say, for example, I've watched like a few like video podcasts that could have been like 2 or 3 hours of my day of me just sitting down looking at a screen. And I don't think that's necessarily good for my body. Perhaps my mind has benefited from that, but I don't have that balance right now. And I want to have that balance because during Ramadan, I'm probably not going to be spending 3 hours watching something. Yes, I will watch certain videos, you know, whatever religious video I feel is going to impact me at the time. But I don't want to be spending hours like watching a screen. So in order for me to detox from that, I need to start reducing that right now, so that when it comes to Ramadan, it's not as difficult for me. Because if you have a habit that you have been doing throughout the year, and you decide day one Ramadan you're going to stop that, it becomes all the more challenging for you to stop that habit. But if you start before day one Ramadan, if you ease yourself into it, you probably have better luck with actually, not doing that habit. So those are just a few things that I am focused on this week. In my planner, I add things on each week before Ramadan. So next week I'll probably have 2 more things on the list that I will focus on as well, in addition to what I've just told you. And then the week after that I've added more. So I feel like I'm making progress. And it's also kind of like hyping me up for Ramadan, because I know that Ramadan is coming in. With each week that I'm progressing, it's, another week closer. It's like, when you've been waiting for a big event to happen and you just know it's coming, it's getting closer, it like makes you more excited about it. So that's definitely also something that is happening for me right now. I would really like to encourage you to try and do the same thing for yourself. You do not have to do what I am doing. You need to think about where you are at in your life right now. What is your spiritual health like right now? Where would you like it to be? And how do you think you can get there? Once you've answered those questions, then you can start formulating a plan. Then you can start, slowly easing yourself into it. There's a lot of things that you can do right now to prepare, even if it's something small, like, if you're somebody that drinks coffee every day, that's going to be hard for you during Ramadan. So, start drinking a little bit less so you can wean yourself off that. If you're somebody who's maybe not praying 5 times a day right now because you're really struggling with that, maybe you have some sort of crazy schedule, maybe you're only praying Fajr and Isha, and the 3 in between has become like really challenging for you. Somehow try and find a way to maybe add in your Dhuhr prayer, or add in your Asr prayer, or just add in one more. Whatever it is, try and level up 1% more. That's it, just 1% more. Wherever you are at, it doesn't matter what level you are at. Just think of improving 1% more. 1% is like almost negligible. It's not even a big thing. We don't need to shoot for the stars here. 1%, just 1% better. Think about that. Think about how you can make each week 1% better before you get to Ramadan. And then by the time you get there, say it's 4 weeks till Ramadan, that's already 4% better. And then once you get to Ramadan, you're going to be earning all those good rewards, all those good deeds, because it's 7 times more in Ramadan. So you already got so much incentive right there. This is all to help your mind and your body and your environment get into the right state. And the state of your mind has a big effect on the outcome of anything that you do. So if right now you're sitting there thinking about all the Ramadans that you've had before, thinking about how you've never achieved any of the goals that you have set for yourself, thinking about how you actually didn't have a good experience for however many Ramadans, if you go into this Ramadan with that mindset, you are going to have the exact same Ramadan that you've had before. The reason is, if you look for bad, you will see bad. So you get what you look for. But if you say to yourself, hey, this time might be different. What can I do to make it different? What effort can I put in to make it different? And remember that you are not alone in this journey. Allah is with you. He is the one that allows everything to happen in your life. So don't forget Him in the equation. Whatever it is you want to achieve, whatever it is you want to correct, whatever that 1% is that you want to improve, do not forget to ask Him to make it easy for you, to help you with it. Because ultimately, everything comes from Him. The good and the bad all comes from Allah. I hope this video has helped you in some way. Don't forget, if you want to download the planner, the link will be in the description box. It is 100% free and you can do with it what you like. You can write whatever goals you have for this Ramadan and however you want to achieve those goals. It's just a template for you to do with whatever you like. I hope this has been helpful. I've hoped that this has hyped you up a little bit, because I'm certainly hyped for Ramadan. And I hope that you do have a great Ramadan. If you want to share with me either here on YouTube or on Instagram, if you want to share with me what your goals are, or how you're going to achieve that, or or the things that you are doing right now in order to achieve that, I would absolutely love to hear from you. So please share with me, drop them in the comments, send me a DM on Instagram. I will absolutely reply to you. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.